All right. Thank you everybody for showing up. There I am. Thank you everybody for showing up to this webinar that we do field notes for our CRM, mastering the CRM essentially. And so today I wanted to talk about something new that we have. So that's what I had planned for today. If anybody shows up and has anything to add to the webinar, well then great. If not, wanted to show a couple of new things that one thing that we just developed and some other things that, I don't think a lot of people know about our CRM and some of the functionalities. So this is the perfect time to highlight one of them. And most likely some of you guys didn't know about these small little changes that would help you in your day-to-day and searching things and finding out more information, getting more information out of your CRM and out of your data is what is key. So let me start with sharing my screen. Okay, so pretty sure you can see my test environment. And so let's start with the new thing that we've just rolled out. That's a bigger topic. So we'll start with that. Now, we can go to any of these contacts, right? We can look at Bob as a test, and you're going to see on the left-hand side something new. I don't know if this had caught anybody's eye. However, it's called Remind Me Trigger. Create a custom follow-up action plan with activities to trigger based on the time specific for your Remind Me trigger. Now, what is this intended for? This is for if you set up appointments with these people, that you can create an action plan that based off of this date alone. So how can I say? So let's say you're setting up appointments 7 days, 15 days out. Let's say even 30 days out, right? So if you're setting these kinds of appointments, you could set up some action plans. Now, what did I do? I went to ChatGPT, got some verbiage for a campaign that would last 15 days, 15 days with 10 emails in regards to their appointment. So essentially, I can create this. I can multiply it, right? I can copy it. And I think what we have is we clone them. So you can clone these action plans and just, make it longer as you wish. But now you're going to have something set up so that when you put in a date to this, so let's say we put a date, right? And we set up an appointment for this guy following week to meet with him. And let's say it's at, I don't know, 5 p.m. So now you've got this saved. This is next week on the 17th, 5 p.m. This is what you have. Now, another thing that you can set up within this action plan, right, is appointments, like reminders, all day reminders, or like a reminder the day of that you've got this appointment. So this could be something automatic, not something that you have to kind of, babysit. All you have to do is speak to your contacts and set up a date that you need to not follow up with them, but put in the date that you have of the meeting, right? So this is the new feature. It's something that you can do just by going into the contact, right? So you don't have to go to the action plan. You don't have to select the contact or search the contact and then either use an action plan and then fiddle with the dates and times just so that right? This is going to manage everything once you put in the date here, right? And have a corresponding action plan. But that's what we're going to try to take a look at right now is how can we make an action plan that would, detect these. So I guess this is the key point where you put in the information. So now it's a matter of having an action plan set up, utilizing that as a trigger so that it can send out periodic emails to when the appointment, just to keep it in their, in their memory that you have an appointment. And hopefully this will keep people more responsible to show up to their appointment. If not, there is some verbiage, if your plans change, to please let us know soon, something like that, so people can obviously get with you at a timely manner. Hopefully it reminds them and makes them more responsible. And at the end of the day, it's not wasting your time. And this can be just another simple tool to managing your busy day and your efforts. So now let's go to action plans by hitting the Thunderbolt. Now you can just hit the Thunderbolt, or you can actually hover and go to action plans or go to one of the other options. But just clicking the Thunderbolt takes you immediately to, so let's take over this test. It's got 2 activities, shouldn't be too much. Let's see if it goes out somewhere. There we go. So I guess we can start over with this one. All right, so let's put in a subject. Let's remove this. I guess we can highlight it all. I like to put things in tables, so sorry for having to do this, but this is just what I like to do. Maybe 5 on the spacing, 5 on the padding, no border, align to the left. I'm good with that. And then let's do the gist of the communication. All right. Want to go ahead and put that in there. This smart tag, I'm not sure, is this the correct smart tag? All right, so we're using the right smart tag. What I don't like about it is that it adds like an additional space after the comma. Then it adds this. So just make sure you click off. It should go away. There we go. All right, so hello, first name, using the smart tag, the reminder, just a friendly reminder. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. So this is the space there, make it look nice, best regards. At your earliest convenience to free up some time for other clients who might need our assistance. Okay, so this has got some, so now with the appointment date, what we can do is use the smart tag, right? Because you took down the date, and what do we call it? Reminder, remind me trigger, okay? So now we can remove this because it will have the time in it as well. So that'll show up here. So this is the date. This is the reminder message. What else? So this would start now. So whenever the trigger is, so that's a whole nother, so we can still save the first one like this. And then what we can do is let me see, your appointment is coming up soon. Okay, no, I like this one. So let's close this one out. Let's edit this one. And so let's delete this. The subject on this one is, so it's a different, back to creating the table again. One with the 1,700,550 left, save. All right. So you essentially get the gist, right? Leverage ChatGPT to write you something nice, get it into here, essentially copy paste, do some touch-ups, add the finishing touches. It is mind trigger. All right. So it's just around the corner. We're looking forward to meeting with you and discuss how we can assist you. All right, this is just generic, but you can obviously, add something if your plans change. Please let us know as soon as. Love it. I keep the signature in the table so that it also shows up nice and in line, and this looks in order. So now what we can do is we can maybe set up a couple of days of difference. So this is, let's see, not sure how we want to, but let's just go with 2 days. We'll just do 2 days. This is something I guess you would really have to think about, like how many times is it just, if it's 15 days out, is it twice, once in the weekday, once over the weekend, and then the week of, is it Monday, Tuesday, and that's just really depending on the day. But how do you, assuming that it was, 15 days starting off, Sunday, start of the week, or Monday, either way. But let's just say it's either one of those. Now we're looking at, what's too much. So for me, I'll just kind of create a couple just so we can get an example. And then I just would leave it up to you guys to really kind of see what's the best. Is it once every week in a weekend, alternate it, and then coming to the day of, how do you want to, right? How frequent do you want to, right? That's what I would say. So let's do just another activity. This is email. Okay, so we've got, let's go to the next email. See if there's any, this is your upcoming appointment reminder. Subject is just a little bit different, just minus the intro, right? Or just minus the word your on the subject. And then back to doing a table. Gotta love tables. And once you get kind of accustomed to building things, doing action plans, this will get just as easy as I create these things. So now let's highlight this other communication. Hello, first name. Let's delete this, that up, add the smart tag trigger to put in a space there. See if we have other spaces below. We're good there. Hello, first name. Now we can do this one, 4 days, do 11 a.m. Okay, so now we've got enough to play around with, right? Now we can kind of play around with the trigger, see how we're going to set this up so that it emails the customer, right? So let's just make sure that their emails, right? So it's at that customer's email that they get this reminder, right? So let's see. Now that this is saved, let's just do something just so that we can see what it might look like. So let's go back. This is one way to set off an action plan, and I think it was called test. Let's go to default. What is it called? Test. Here we go. 3 activities. These are the ones. Let's set these up for today. And I think the time said 12 something, 12:27 p.m. and 12:27 p.m. This can be 7. All right. 10. So these are all going to get dropped immediately. Oops, I think that's the right email. So is Jeremy. There I am. So let's go ahead and send this to me. And then that way we can also take a look, default test, load these activities. All right, so 10 and then 12:29 p.m. 12:29 p.m. 10, and let's schedule that. So now that we are still dealing with the triggering, right? I just wanted to send that an action plan. Hopefully I'll get the emails and then we can look at it. So now what we really need to do is think about the kind of triggering that we're going to be doing, right? So we can put special other conditions, right? So let me get out of this, stop this one, go ahead. And let's look at advanced, because as much as we can just use this one, event date, which is the reminder me one, we can also add a bunch more conditions. So just want to take a look at that. This is something that we always have to look at. Is this intended for this to be auto triggered? And I would say that yes, because if, let's say you have multiple meetings with this person, you want to be able to, set it for one, let it work. And then let's say months later on, he reaches out to you, you got to set up something else, you set it again. So allow multiple auto triggers on this contact. I would have to assume that this would be a good check. So now that we have that, we looked at that, we always got to look at that and make this decision, because some need this feature, some don't. And for the ones that don't and have it set, it's going to make obviously a headache. So now we can just add filters, right? Now we've got this where this selection here, contacts that are created today, is more for like incoming integrated lead sources, right? But when we go to all contacts, now, is this to happen every week? No. So one of these every Sunday, day of the month or of month, right? Of day of month. Yeah, none of these features I don't think we're going to need for this special reason. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Save. Nope, we need to add a next condition. And here, obviously, we can now begin to use all of these different types of, so like relationship status. You not only do you have the empty, not empty, which is kind of broad, but now you also have these ones that has values. So whatever sales system that you have, right, and stage and everything like that, let's say that these are just for specific, or if this is wide range, then I really wouldn't, have additional conditions. But if you needed to have special conditions for specific reminders, right? Let's say you needed to brand each reminder differently because it comes from a different lead source. If that's the case, then you could do something maybe with like referral source. Let me see here. Where's referral source? This is referral, but referral source. So with referral source, you could have different referral sources that would dictate, right, what specific place they come from, which would mean they get this specific reminder, right? So you could use that. That would be a perfect thing. Let's just use Zillow, right? Let's just use Zillow or LinkedIn. I like LinkedIn even better because everybody knows what LinkedIn, so we can add that as a condition. So we've got the owner, the contact owner. If the owner, yeah, we can leave this a little bit more broad, so we can just leave it to where it's from all contacts. If the referral source is LinkedIn, it's going to use this action plan. And then we can add another condition, and then we can add the remind me trigger. And now we've got all of these options. Is today, is on, days ago, is in, right? So if it's in, let's just say 7 days, it's going to trigger, right? Let's use that as enough of. Now, if you wanted to have another one that was within 15 days or within 30 days and it had more communications, you could. But for this one, I think this fits, right? So this is using the advanced, but we didn't really use any additional advanced triggers. So just to show you how you could do it with the other option, which is the scheduled by an event date, you could use that as well, which has the same trigger. It has the option is in 7 days, and then the frequency, there is no frequency, right? So you can select no. And then if email is not empty, that would be a good condition to have. And we could essentially hit trigger, right? So if we wanted to do that, I think now that we've done this, it should detect Bob. There should be, yep. So now Bob is detected, right? And now based on that, this will begin to send out based on these activities. So this is immediately. So he'll get, once that date goes in, it'll remind him. Then 2 days after the trigger, it's going to remind him. And then 4 days after the trigger, it's going to remind him. So depending on your initial trigger, you want to set up these so that it times it about to where that person that same day, let's just say in the morning. And if you wanted to add a text message as well, same day, let's just say a couple of hours before, you could do that as well, right? And then that way, this really kind of gives the people all the reason to call you and inform you that they can't make the appointment or they show up. So with that said, that is this new feature. This is not something that you would now have to think about it once you've gotten to this stage. I think we've spent trying to see how long we've spent. It comes to, let me see, not giving me time, but we're like 20, let's say 30 minutes into it. And now you've got this set up. So with this time invested, now it's a matter of just setting up your appointments and letting this do its thing. And once it comes to that appointment is within 7 days, you're going to see that those people show up in the scheduled. And then is it running? It's running. So we can go ahead and pause this, right? Don't need to have anything running if it's no need to. So we can have this paused, and then so let's do it on. I don't think I've gotten the emails yet. Have I gotten? So those emails have yet to go out to me, but then again, make sure I don't junk in my other emails. No. So, but now that we got this, we can go to a contact and act like we just spoke to him, right? He's agreed to meet with us next week. And so we're going to go ahead and set up. Let's go ahead and hit the calendar. Let's do it for the 17th. I'm fine with the time. Let's hit save. It is now saved. In some cases, it can be immediate, but I think I've seen within 5 to 15 minutes, somebody get picked up So let's see if we've got the one-on-one. Oh, can we search contacts? I didn't think we could. So we go to schedule. So it'll take a minute for it to pick up onto the user, and then it will begin to send out those reminders. And, just trying to keep people to get back in touch with you. If not, cancel. This should give you a lot of good information about the people, if they're responsible, if they follow up with people, And if agents are picky and they like to work with people that are responsible, these are just good indications that, you've got a good couple that follow ups, that cares and respects your time. You know what I mean? So overall, this should help you see a lot of different things and hopefully get these people to confirm their appointments and also have all of the information at their fingertips to show up, whether if it's Zoom, whether if it's in your signature, you've got all your contact information so that they can follow up with you immediately, right? All of that stuff is something you just want to, have at their fingertips so that they can follow up with you and just keep you informed. So let's see if this has picked up yet. Scheduled. I assume in a little bit it will, right? Because the system does cycle through and picks that stuff up, and then you'll see it, and then we'll have somebody, and I think this is, yep, still Bob Test. But so that was one thing I wanted to show everybody. That's just a new development, something that we rolled out, to help people with getting their contacts to show up to these meetings and having some additional, and this in this way, it cuts down. So you could have done this through action plan, and you could have had like a template set up, and it could have been, right, something that you had to kind of go over and think out. But now essentially you can just go in, put in the date, save it, let the action plan pick up onto it, and there's no thinking. You've got it to where it sets up and sends out emails every once in a while so that they're in the know, or they cancel, either way. But then and that's what you need, right? You need tools to better plan your day. So another thing I wanted to show people, a lot of people don't know about this. They just simply put in people's names and search, right? And see whatever they get back. And oh, but I'm pretty sure I have this Marty in my system. Or let's say you said to yourself, you know what? I remember in the notes that I saved stating a catchphrase or stating something that I can search, like summer, evening, something that you can obviously remember that you've said in that communication. You could search that. Now, how do you do that? Is the following. So let's just clear the search. It is this drop down menu. Now, you can pick between selecting the columns to search, right? These columns. And these columns are the only ones available. You don't see state, you don't see other things, because those you could filter, right? If you needed to filter the state, you would filter the state first. But the zip code, you can actually put in a number and it will go through all the different zip codes that you have and give that to you, opposed to filtering. So with that said, you can filter from this toolbar by selecting and using this option, or you can do inside messages, meaning if you remember inside of a message you sent to this person, like within an email, this would pull up. So real estate agents go to specific events that have specific names. Well, what if you forget confirming to somebody and blah blah blah, and you have some back and forth inside your messages or invites or something like that, and you're just trying to recall who is that person that you spoke to. You could check this, and now when you search something, it's going to search inside the messages that you've sent emails out to individuals from Fieldnotes system. The other option is the notes, the meeting notes. So if you've saved a note in that contact that had a specific phrase or word, you could search it here, show results. It is then going to search all of these contacts. Now it may take longer, so it's not the same kind of quick and easy search with just doing the columns up here. It will take longer, but it'll comb through all your communications and pull up those people. And I've used it with people and it works. It works wonders because people remember a phrase or something that they said to somebody, and that right there will pick it up just by searching it. So That's a feature that I wanted to show you guys that a lot of people don't know about. So definitely I leave you with that little Easter egg plus the new one that we just rolled out. If you guys have any need for any of this and would like to get help, please reach out to me. Let me back away a little bit. You guys can see my email and my phone number. That's my name. So if you guys want to reach out to me, please do. I'd love to, help you create your own little reminder situation so that people can, stay on top of their appointments with you. And hopefully, out of all your appointments, we're able to get more people, more butt cheeks in the seats. And that should, make your numbers obviously better. And so that's just something that we wanted to roll out. Remember, when you do have time to show up to these, if you have any current issues, anything you want to discuss, any feature updates, please take it to this webinar, and would love to discuss it in open forum and hear people's thoughts on it in general. So I definitely thank everybody for coming and for viewing and for your later viewing of this episode. And that's all I had for you guys today. It was a pleasure. So everybody, you have a great day, and ciao, ciao.